the brackets. Natasha will come off too.
Fantastic. Displaying some eyes on hockey. He's a fantastic
Hello, kia ora, namaste, maluelele, bulavanaka, talofalava, and welcome to the 2022 New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament, coming to you live from the beautiful Kolmar Sports Centre in Papatoetoe, Auckland. I am Brad Pittman and will be with you for all of the action over what is going to be an exciting week of Heritage Hockey. For those of you just joining us today, we are in day 2 of the Heritage Hockey Tournament. This is the first game of the day between the New Zealand Pasifika women and the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians. In yesterday's women's game, the Heritage Barbarians beat New Zealand Indians 3-0 and was a shootout victory to the New Zealand Pasifika over New Zealand Māori after a nail-biting finish in regular time. Locked the game up at 2-2. First game of the day here between Pasifika and the Heritage Barbarians. Both teams have points on the board after yesterday's matches, with the Heritage Barbarians sitting atop the leaderboard taking the full 4 competition points. It is expected to be a high-paced contest. Both teams settled into their work well yesterday as the games wore on, and the winner of today's games will put themselves in prime position for medal matches coming up on Monday. I'm joined in commentary again by Seedal Patel. Seedal, it's lovely to have you back again. Seedal represents the Pukekohe Indians Club and has been around hockey for a number of years. Seedal, what are you looking forward to in this morning's first match?
Yeah, looking forward to some quality hockey. It'll be good to see the Pasifika team with their solid strength with Lulu and Storm go against the Barbarians team.
Yeah, both teams were impressive yesterday in their first up matches. Both, like I said, picking up wins. The Pasifika women having to do it through a shootout after leading for the majority of the game 2-0 before conceding 2 very late goals to the Māori team. And the Heritage Barbarians progressing 3-0 victors yesterday through a pretty convincing performance as the game wore on. Now, as we see the teams roll out there together, it will be the Pasifika women in the white and blue and the Heritage Barbarians in the red and black. Today's match will be umpired by Sarah Cox and Nikki Hayes, who are just in shot there at the moment. But it's a nice morning out here in Papatoetoe, Auckland. If you are around the Auckland area, we've got this and 3 more matches on the schedule for today's day 2 of the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament, and they're sure to be cracking games. We had 3 games go to penalty shootout yesterday, which means close, entertaining, fast-paced hockey. As we look at some of the people to look out for in today's game, for the Pasifika women, standouts yesterday were Storm Dolan-Robson and Lulu Tuilutalava, who were relentless in their go-forward. They played good, fast, counter-attacking hockey, especially up the left side of the field we noticed yesterday. On top of that, Carissa Markia was a standout at the back for the team, and she picked up the Day 1 Tournament Player of the Day match for the women's side. And also keep an eye out on the penalty corner exploits from Kayla Val, who bagged 2 goals yesterday. This team is coached by Paul Magoon and aptly assisted by Josephina Tamatoa, fantastic coach. The Heritage Barbarians side, they came in relatively unknown yesterday. They weren't at the tournament last year, but they were well represented across the field, both with youth and experience, and it was Captain Rocio Gonzalez and the young pair of Emma Irwin and Lucy Russ in the midfield, who were instrumental in their improvement across the game. Also look out for young goalkeeper Kalia Norton. She'll be tested a little more than she was yesterday after her clean sheet performance, but up to any challenge. The Barbarian women are coached by Hitendra Patel. As we come out for the last little prep here, Seedal, you'll know a few of these girls from the local Auckland competition. Certainly in the Barbarian side, you'll know the Val sisters and Lulu and Storms out there. They're a fast-paced team and they want to go forward at pace, but there's some young legs on the other side of the field that'll want to match it with them. Who are the people you're looking for in this Pasifika team to really put their stamp on the game?
Young Queenie Blakelock as the goalie. I saw her when she was playing in Counties Monaco. She's an awesome keeper and she brings feistiness when she's in goal. She's fearless as well, so it'd be good to see her in action today. Yeah,
well, they've got a good defensive group when you think about Chris and Markia, the Vale sisters, Queenie in goal there. I think they had Kaya Elliott running around in the defensive group as well, so it's a strong platform for them to build off of, and they've got players going forward, like I mentioned, with a lot of skill and a lot of ability to play. And just up on halfway there, you can see ex-Blackstick Rhiannon Holditch. She's playing up the front for the Pasifika women. She's exciting when she links up with Lulu and Marika Magoon, Storm Dolan Robson going forward. But it will be the Heritage Barbarian women with first possession of the ball. That is Emma Irwin just offloading the ball to Tuhia Hohepa. Finds Emily Carlson going forward. And it's this player on the ball I want to mention. She was strong yesterday. It's Jess Jones, who unfortunately does turn the ball over, commentator's curse. But she was good yesterday, as we do see. This is Rhiannon Holditch just holding the ball up for Marika Magoon for the Pasifika women's side. That's a nice entry down onto the attacking left baseline through Storm Dolan Robson. Unable to make it too much further than that baseline entry, but they will keep possession. A good defensive work there between Tuhia Hohepa and Rocio Gonzalez for the Heritage Barbarians. So you can see right from the start, Cedar, the Pasifika woman putting pressure on and playing up that left side that we identified and spoke about yesterday. You know, when you link the likes of Magoon, Markia, Dolan Robson and Tuilu Talava all together on one side of the field, it's always going to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here is Lulu on the other side of the field now. Her entry just swatted away there by the Heritage Barbarians. They're weathering this initial storm. That's day one player of the day, Chris Amakia, just rolling the ball back out to Kayla Val.
Good.
Heritage Barbarian women just with ball out of their own end.
The teamwork and their tackling has been quite good. They'll double team the person with the ball, which puts them under pressure.
Yeah, they've just earned themselves a penalty corner there, which I believe was Torival on the circle entry. You see her sister Kayla will come up into the bracket. She was deadly yesterday with 2 goals from penalty corners. So we see the replay here. It's good low work by Marika Magoon, Rhiannon Holditch, and yeah, just judged there the tackle to be not up to standard, and it will give the Pasifika women their first opportunity from penalty corner. And the ball just took a little deflection off a foot on its way through there, as judged by the umpire down on the baseline. So the Pasifika women will get a reset. It was the deceptive sweep pit option off the top for Pasifika. And that's a lovely touch deflection in there from the injector. It's been picked up off the second bracket by Rhiannon Holditch with a drag option. I think it looks like Marika Magoon got the last touch on its way into the net there for the Pasifika women, but through penalty corner again, like they have so well this tournament, they put themselves ahead as we see the replay here. Second bracket, and it is a little touch there by Magoon, puts it away.
Kushler with the ball. She's another player as well to look out for. Playing against her was always a tough one.
Yep. Here's Lulu again, coming forward. Nice little entry ball there, looking for Rhiannon Holditch in front of goal. Got herself in a good low position, but just unable to get it goalward. Pasifika women really putting pressure on in this first 5 minutes of the game. Paul Magoon's obviously got the side fired up, and they want to exert some pressure this first quarter. That is Jess Weck there on the ball for the Heritage Barbarians. Only gets as far as Tuilo Tulava. She links up there with Hannah Roselia, who wins the free hit. We'll continue around the circle edge. Has taken a little deflection off the stick pressure there from the Heritage Barbarian defender. We'll come back here for Dolan Robson to have a look at what she can see going forward. This is Rocio Gonzalez. She was very strong yesterday, working the ball through the midfield when she could link up with her other midfielders, but it's well intercepted there by Carissa Markia. And this is Dolan Robson on the ball there, just working that left side with Rhiannon Holditch. It's Gonzalez that does get a 3D over the stick, but only as far as Dolan Robson, who does kick it to touch. Heritage Barbarian women working their way forward, slowly up the field. Haven't enjoyed a lot of territory yet in this match, but it is Hohepa who can't quite find her teammate there, and they will turn the ball over. Seattle, I've been really impressed by this Pasifika women's side's ability to hold possession. Yesterday we saw them playing really fast pace and go forward hockey, and they've added this ability to keep possession and keep passes happening in this game, which is paying off for them so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think the early balls as well will be key to get the other team on the back foot. And once they do take off and get in behind that defender, there's no stopping them.
There's Markia on the ball there. She does well to keep it under control and just roll it back out to Tori Val, who finds Storm Dolan Robson coming forward with the ball. She's got space in front of her if she can link up with the midfielder. It's that composure there that we perhaps haven't seen in past games, where you have some experienced players like Storm Dolan Robson, just the ability to hold possession, get into good areas of the field there, and they turn the ball over going up into the attacking quarter. There's Gonzalez heading towards her own goal, decides otherwise and attempts to work the small games out, but it's the Pasifika women that win possession coming forward. And that's Zoe Taikamata there, winning herself a free hit, penalty corner for the Pasifika women's side. Good active work around the small games of Heritage Barbarians coming out as we see the replay here. Trying to play small games, and it is Taikamata there working for the ball. And it's a stick challenge here, unfortunately, by Jessica Weck for the Heritage Barbarians that will give away the penalty corner and a second opportunity here for Pasifika. Settle, we saw the penalty corner exploits yesterday, the upright hit. We're hoping to see that one again.
Absolutely, playing against that we had no chance of defending that.
It's a good first up save, taken under by Tiana Curry. And just misses on the near side of the goal there. Not quite as clean off the top. There was a little bit of a bobble on the trap, which did slow down the hit, but it's well saved. In goal there by Kalia Norton for Heritage Barbarians. Michaela Val not quite able to add to her goal scoring tally from yesterday, but there's I'm sure she'll have opportunity again. Yeah, it's very well worked out of their defence there between Val, Dolan Robson and Markia. They've got the 1-2 again, and we'll find Tiana Curry coming forward up that left side. Just can't quite link up there with the striker, but that's their ability when they have experienced players around the ball to play nice, short, sharp hockey. Good solid defensive shaping there by Marika Magoon will win them a free hit. Coming forward in the midfield, she finds Markia. Lovely spacing out there by Kaya Elliott. Did have to reach behind her for the receive, but she's done well here to turn back onto the inside. And just not able to bring it in at the top of the circle for the Pasifika women. Was Zoe Taikamata again. But they will be up in a full press. You can see here, good high ball pressure. There's early intent for them to turn the ball over as high up the field as possible. Cedal, if you're the Heritage Barbarian women's defenders, they are having a tough time getting the ball out the back at the moment. What do you want to see them do to try and break this press of the Pasifika team?
Try and keep it stick to stick would be key. Anytime you try and throw a ball into space, you've got a Pasifika player picking it up straight away. They're really good at reading the play as well, so definitely keep possession of the ball and look for your players and just work it out.
Yeah, that's it's fairly agricultural down there in the 25-yard line. I'd say umpire Nikki Hayes just asking to clean that up a little bit. It was a little tangle up there between Tiana Curry and Alicia Donovan, who actually have played a fair bit of hockey together up in Northland, so they'll be discussing the weather, I'm sure, and a little tangle up. You're right, Cedal, it's just got to be the short and sharp, small game stuff that gets them out, and not throwing too many 50-50s out of the back. Otherwise, this Pasifika team are jumping on to turnovers really well, as here is a turnover potentially. Good bit of work there by Alicia Donovan, and this is Murphy Phillips coming onto the ball for the Heritage Barbarians. It's Alicia Donovan putting some pressure on Carissa Markia in her pass. Just unable to bring the ball down, bring the ball under control in the circle there, but promising signs if the Heritage Barbarian women can put some pressure on this Pasifika back group. It's what paid dividends for the Māori women yesterday when they really got up in the face of these defenders, just taking away their time to look for pass options. This is the first kind of swing in momentum here. Heritage Barbarian women just getting themselves a couple of free hits around that 25-yard zone. This is Mihi Patiroi just up on the baseline, should be looking for a penalty corner. This Tiana Curry, who does enough to keep that attack under wraps. Score currently 1-0 to the Pasifika women's side off a penalty corner deflection early in the quarter. It's entry ball there, finds Alicia Donovan, she's got the ball on her stick. Throws a bouncy one in. Again, Tiana Curry shutting that down. And it's another bouncy one that rolls past the stick of Murphy Phillips in front of goal. She was a goal scorer yesterday for the Heritage Barbarian women, young Murphy Phillips. There's a few of the few girls from Northland out on the field today. Here's Alicia Donovan again putting pressure on.
Barbarians team will definitely have to rely on their tight skill and to capitalise on any little mistakes that the Pasifika team make in the defence, because they are man-to-man.
Yeah, it's a strong defensive unit that we spoke about, so they are going to have to be on top of their game, the Heritage Barbarian women in their striker group, as we do see Leah come forward with the ball, met by a strong challenge, and she will turn over possession through the tackle there of Rebecca Crump. It's Trinell Woods, Erueta there, just rolling the ball through, which will make its way down into the attacking zone. Pasifika woman working the ball out, but it's a great tackle there by Mihi Patiroi. She's got Carissa Markia on her, and it's a good two-man tackle there. To tidy things up, Storm Dolan Robson has come across from the left side of the field to the right to help Markia out with that. It's Alicia Donovan again putting pressure on the back group. Her work rate's been really solid this first quarter when they've been in the attacking zone, and they do get the ball coming forward. Through Donovan again, she finds the circle edge. And it's a goal, fantastic goal there to Emily Carlson on the end of the reverse stick crash from Alicia Donovan for the Heritage Barbarian women. And they pick up their first goal of the game, as we see on the replay here. It's a good little midfield turnover. She finds Pitiroy with a touch pass out to Donovan, and it's this reverse stick ball, well touched past Queenie Blakelock. Unfortunately for Queenie, not a lot you can do there on a fantastic deflection. But that brings us 1-1, and that is the ability of this Barbarian side when they get possession going forward. But this is Tuula Talava coming forward. She's linked up with Elia. Sido, it's a lovely finish on the goal there, and we talk about getting numbers in front of the goal and people with their sticks on the ground. It's a great looking finish there for the Barbarians.
Absolutely, and it was good timing too. It gives them that little bit of positivity, and so that gives them that bit more of a fighting chance. Yeah,
and we talk about the momentum swings, and you could tell in that last 3 or 4 minutes that they'd really started to gain some ascendancy, putting pressure on this back group of the Pasifika side through the likes of Donovan and Jones and Irwin, who did end up scoring the goal. And so nice to get some reward for that pressure they'd put on, but this is the Pasifika women coming forward through Rhiannon Holditch. Nice little bit of 3D skill. And she unfortunately rolls it onto her teammate's foot there. Rhiannon and Lulu having a bit of a chuckle about that one. Just got in each other's way a little, but with just a minute and a half now towards the end of this first quarter, both teams certainly had periods of play. Both have scoring opportunities, obviously, as we get an entry here by Pasifika. And been judged there, penalty corner by the umpire down the car park end. This could be a good opportunity for the Pasifika women to restore their 1-goal lead that they had held for a period in this quarter. The Heritage Barbarians certainly won't want to concede here after doing all the hard work over the last 5 minutes to get themselves back level. Absolutely. Right before the break. It looks like we've got Tori Val up on the circle edge this time. Sister Kayla not on the field. And they've gone the same option there. Holditch looking for, there's double deflections as we see that. It's Tuula Talava gets in on the narrow one right on the spot, and they've got Magoon running in on from the inject. And it's well saved there by Kalia Norton, but this is Tuula Talava. Just doesn't get her full swing away clean. Yeah, so it's an obvious ploy they've worked on there where Rhiannon Holditch comes off the second bracket. That's a great strip by Elia for the Pasifika women. Ooh. And just not able to get anything goalward before the hooter there. So it's an obvious penalty corner that they've worked on where Rhiannon Holditch comes in off the second bracket and flicks back towards the left post, trying to look for Tuula Talava in the middle of the circle, as well as Magoon on the near post after she injects the ball. It's the one they scored off earlier in the quarter. Seedle, quite an exciting quarter. It went back and forth. There were periods for both teams. You'd think Pasifika probably had the longer periods, but when this Barbarian side do get it clicking and get it going forward, they're also exciting. Yes, definitely.
I definitely think for the Barbarians, a key thing for them would be capitalising on the little mistakes that the Pasifika team do make, just because when they do, they'll be able to go away firing.
Yeah, as we just have a look at some of the highlights from this first quarter here, it was a penalty corner that put the Pasifika women up early in the quarter. This one through Denison. Like I said, that's the same corner they did attempt to run just before the quarter break with double deflections on the left side. And they linked up well going forward, and it was Tuula Talava at the base of a lot of their opportunity going forward between her and Holditch. And Penrose Elia, who were fantastic going forward. Just one goal to show for their dominance. They did lead for a fair part of that quarter. And they had their opportunities through penalty corner. This one unfortunately just didn't get away as quickly as they would have liked, and it's saved well by Kalia Norton in goal for Heritage Barbarians. And this shot from Tiana Curry just missing on the near side. But when this, we saw when this Barbarian women's side can put pressure on the defensive group of the Pasifika, they've got the legs, they've got speed, they've got a couple of young players up the front here that can really go forward at pace, and if they can jump onto those mistakes you speak about, Seedle, they're exciting going forward.
Absolutely.
As we're back into second quarter action here in the first game of day 2 between the New Zealand Pasifika women and the Heritage Barbarians. Scores 1-1. It is the Pasifika women who will come forward with a nice ball there and nice turnover by the Pasifika team. That was Jamie Lewis just picking up the intercept. This is Kaya Elliott playing at the back for Pasifika. She links up with Markia and Tui Ravi on the left side for the Pasifika team. That's Tiana Curry on the ball. Just happy to roll the ball back out to Tui Ravi. And here's the Barbarians coming forward at pace. This is Jess Jones on the ball. She's got a player in front of her and she finds that's a great receive in the circle there. And this is going to open up for Rocio Gonzalez to have a shot. Well saved there by Queenie Blacklock. Oh, and a couple of bounces will take it through to halfway.
Nice passage of play by the Barbarians team, working up towards the goal.
Yeah, they did the same thing yesterday where they took a little bit to work into the game, but when it started to click, they're dangerous going forward. And with the likes of Emma Irwin, Jess Jones, and Lucy Russ going forward, they do have a fair turn of pace and the ability to counter-attack. There's the Pasifika women's side here, attacking down their right side. Some very good defensive work there by the Heritage Barbarian side. Will earn themselves a free hit. And it's Hohepa looking over, well taken under by Storm Dolan Robson. It's a nice tidy up there by Kaya Elliott. Finds Tiana Curry going forward for Pasifika. She wins the ball back off a double turnover. And the Heritage Barbarians only able to work it as far as halfway. We've started to get a crowd building up here at Papatoetoe along to watch the first women's game of day 2. We're at Colmar Sports Centre all weekend, and if you are wanting to watch some fantastic hockey, get down here for the weekend. It's a beautiful weekend in Auckland. Seedle, and we've got a lot of our people from hockey communities out and watching and supporting. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, absolutely familiar faces as well. It's a good chance to see everyone catch up, especially after all these lockdowns.
Yeah, this ball just rolls across the goal there of Heritage Barbarians. They unable to clear. That's a great touch in front of goal there by Hannah Roselia for Pasifika women. But it was Kalia Norton in goal for Pasifika, for Barbarians. Just saving that one. It's a lovely bit of play there by Pasifika women, not giving up on the first bouncy ball that rolled through the circle. They pick it up on the other side, and similar to the first quarter, Seedle, the Barbarians under a little bit of pressure at the back as the Pasifika come out strong from the quarter break.
Yes, definitely. Unfortunately, a few long balls going out wide. When they do find each other's sticks, the Pasifika team are quite awesome going forward.
Yeah, this will give the Heritage Barbarian women a quick minute to catch their breath. There's a long ball intercepted there by Tiana Curry over the sideline that will bring the Heritage Barbarians a little further up the field. They've got Hohepa at the back. Apologies, that was Weck through to Hohepa, but it's turned over. That's fantastic work there by Jessica Weck just to clean up after the original entry. Strong work coming out of defence. This is Jess Jones on the ball now. She's got a fantastic bit of skill and earns herself a free hit. Heritage Barbarians coming forward. This is Jess Jones again. She's got Kaya Elliott on her, but she just opts to roll the ball back. Safe possession. It's Alicia Donovan. Same thing, just happy to roll the ball out and keep possession here. They know when they do get possession and string passes together, they can be dangerous, the Barbarians. It's Heppy just rolling the ball back to Weck. The Pasifika team just content sitting behind the halfway line there in their press.
Good use of resetting the play a bit as well, giving their players some time.
Yeah, it forces that Heritage Barbarians to have to play long like that when they sit out in the half court and condense the midfield. Just unable to get it through to her strikers there was the Barbarian side. We've got Kaya Elliott out on the right side here for Pasifika. She's got Jess Jones attempting to make a tackle. Good high press here by the Heritage Barbarians, led by Alicia Donovan, who will track the ball around Storm Dolan Robson, so she'll have to be careful. And this is Kaylee Tuiravi linking up with Lulu Tuilotolava. Fantastic speed and strength, just runs straight through the Heritage Barbarians player. She's got players dropping their sticks all the way up the field. Lulu perhaps asking for an autograph on them, but they got to play against her right now. Heritage Barbarians will earn themselves a relieving free hit, and they find Jess Jones with ball up the sideline.
She is everywhere today, Jess Jones.
Yeah, I don't actually know where she's playing, but she's doing a lot of work for her side. Alicia Donovan just unable to pull the ball in there as it rolls over the baseline.
The Barbarians team definitely has the pace up the front as soon as they link up to each other, and it'll be good.
This is Kaylee Tuiravi on the ball. That's a great little bit of skill there out of the back by Kushaga's child there. Of course, Kush playing for the Pasifika women's side. It's great to see Simon out here supporting down at Comar Sports Centre. He's obviously played a fair bit of hockey here, so no stranger to the place, but it's awesome to see Simon down here for the game and supporting Kush and of course the Pasifika women's side. It's the Heritage Barbarian women's try and seek an option going forward if they can find Murphy Phillips, and she just unable to pull the ball down up in the corner, but gives them an opportunity to put a high press on, and this is what's worked so well for the Heritage Barbarians, is pressure on the defensive unit. The relieving overhead will only get as far as halfway, but it's not taken cleanly, so it gives an opportunity if they can find the other side of the field. Just perhaps took one dribble too far there, Siebel, if she could release the ball to the left side of the field.
Yep. It opens up the play as well if they do.
Yeah, it has started to open up a little bit here. We can see both teams stretching over at least 3/4 of the field now, which will create opportunities for both teams. As Tuiravi over here on the ball. She's got Val behind her if she wants her, but opts to try and go forward through Magoon. Doesn't get it to her. Heritage Barbarians here with the option. That's Murphy Phillips, tackled well there by Kaylee Tuiravi. Will be the Pasifika women here as we get about halfway through the second quarter. Scores still 1-1 between the Pasifika women in the white and blue and the Heritage Barbarians in the red. Both teams winners of yesterday's games. Heritage Barbarians doing it in regulation time, 3-0 over the Indians, and the Pasifika having to work for it in a penalty shootout against the Māori team. So first game winners, both out here looking for second points, but it is all drawn up at the moment. So we see Tuilotolava and Val just work the ball around the back. It's a great infield break there, and will work the free hit for Pasifika if they can transfer the ball. It's Tori Val. She finds Marika Magoon on the right hand entry. She's got good skill. Sorry there, Marika, that's commentator's curse. Unfortunately, I talk about her skill and that happens. Should be better for it the next time. Heritage Barbarian women with ball at the back through Hohepa. And it is Gonzalez on the ball there, the captain for the Heritage Barbarians. Just unable to link up with Pitidoi, and they will lose possession with Hannah Roselia for the Pasifika women's side. That's well defended there again by Gonzalez. She just needs one of her players to get a little bit closer, wanting to play small games out of that area, and there's 3 white and blue shirts around her making it tough. She does well enough to keep the free hit though. An experienced player, Gonzalez, representing her Argentinian culture in the Heritage Barbarians side. There she is, turning going forward past the challenge of Lulu Toilotalava for Pasifika. Yeah, a tough one there for Gemma Jones, who found herself on the ground and in reaching distance of trying to make a tackle, just thought, I might be able to get it. Unfortunately, she got it. It was the green card. She'll have 2 minutes on the bench, which will give one player advantage for 2 minutes to the Pasifika women's side if they can use it here. It's tempting, isn't it, Cedal? You've just slipped over. You can see the ball and the player right there, and you think you can make up for it all.
Get those go-go gadget arms going.
Yeah. And this is the Pasifika woman here with ball right in front of goal. Well saved by Kalia Norton. Heritage Barbarians, I mentioned her at the start of the call, and she was good against the Indian women, but not overly tested. This is Pitidoi breaking out for Heritage Barbarians. She's going to need to link up or win a free hit, and unfortunately she does neither of them, so it's the Pasifika women coming back into attack. That's fantastic skill there by Rhiannon Holder. She gets a shot away and just not able to be put into the goal for the Pasifika women, but they keep a long corner. It's got Pasifika with the long corner. They've got ball on the left-hand side of the field. Happy just to roll the ball back to Kayla Val.
I do like how they do that when they pull the ball back. It just allows for the strikers to be able to move around and find that space, and they can then pop it through to them.
Yeah, it's a good bit of composure there for the Pasifika women to just be able to turn the ball out to Kayla Val or Carissa Markia when she's playing there, or Kaya Elliott, and just recycle, allow their players to keep moving, pull some of the Heritage Barbarian women a little further away from their defensive shape, and have the ability to change the point of attack.
Yeah.
So we're coming into just under 4 minutes here remaining in the second quarter. The score's still 1-1. Both teams with opportunities this quarter, but neither able to trouble the scorers. And this is that ball out the back for Pasifika. You can see here it just pulls the Heritage Barbarians a little further away. That's Storm Dolan Robson looking forward to Val. That's fantastic play around the left attacking area there, and it will win them a penalty corner. You can just see the experience of Dolan Robson linking up with Val. She finds her baseline entry, and it's a lifted ball off the defender's stick, which will concede the penalty corner here as we see the replay. Baseline entry, lovely ball. This attempted cross just comes up off the stick of Hohepa, and it will be a third penalty corner here to the Pasifika women. So they've had the drag flick for deflection option off the second bracket from Holditch. They've also had the straight shot off one from Kayla Val.
Another straight shot. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah, again, just not tidy up off the top there.
No. For
the Pasifika women's team, unfortunately, because Kayla was there in a pretty good spot to hit one. She got a shot away, but saved well by Kalia Norton onto the foot.
Her straight shots on the PC are rockets, man, trying to defend them. Honestly, you just see it go past you and hit the backboard, and that sound is not nice as a defender.
Yep. There's nothing worse than hearing the thud of the backboard.
No.
And you haven't even seen it yet.
and then the ball bounced right back out past the circle. It's even worse.
Yeah, she is deadly, and like I said, she had 2 of those yesterday, the second being a cracking strike, and it's well turned over here by the Pasifika woman. She's got her shot away, saved by the defender there. That's Gonzalez just trying to muscle one through, but it only gets as far as Dolan Robson. It's Rhiannon Holditch with the reverse stick shot, well saved by Kalia Norton. It's the Pasifika women still building pressure here in the last 2 minutes of the game. And I think that was a build-up of pretty poor reaching tackles there by the Heritage Barbarians. That has just given away the penalty corner, and we've got less than a minute and a half here. They'll want to get a clean executed penalty corner away. The last 2 have been a little bit scrappy. Kayla Vau is up on the first bracket. They'll want a clean pull trap, and I think they will be looking for her if it's an option. It was executed fairly well off the top there. A late switch took Kayla Vau to the second bracket, but the penalty corner defensive line run there by Alicia Donovan, solid and well enough to cut out that shot option. But this is Tori Vau here, linking up, a little bit of 3D skill, turned away by Jess Weck, and it will be the Heritage Barbarians with a relieving free hit. Right, we will join you for second half action as soon as we are.
That's why he's being nice to you.
All right, we are back here, just finishing up the halftime break in this first game of day 2 of the Heritage Hockey Tournament between the New Zealand Pasifika women and the Heritage Barbarians. Apologies to all those of you who are watching along on skysportnext on YouTube, the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Facebook page and the FIH app. We did have a quick little evacuation from the building here at Comar Sports Centre, but everything is under control. We are back in the venue, the teams are out on the pitch, and we are ready to go again with third quarter action. Once the teams do get back out here, I am still on the call with Seedal Patel. Seedal, it was exciting first half, first 2 quarters of hockey. Both sides had periods where they had opportunity, they had momentum, they had possession. I believe it was a late second quarter goal there to the Pasifika women that has put them up 2-1 leading into this break here. What have you liked about the Heritage Barbarian side?
Yeah, their composure on their ball and their defence and the Barbarian side has been quite good. When the Pasifika team do come up to them, they do defend it and get it out, which is quite good. Yeah,
they've had a lot of work to do defensively. I think they've probably had the share. Pasifika have had the share of the attack for the first 2 quarters, so there's been a lot of defensive work had to be done by the likes of Tuhia Hohepa and Jessica Wick, Kalia Norton in goal for the Heritage Barbarians, and for the most part, for what they have had to weather, they've done a very good job of it. And for Pasifika, as we see, it's a change in goalkeepers for the second half as Jada Parfo comes out for the Pasifika women. She was the superstar in yesterday's shootout for the Pasifika women's side. We will come back out here, and the score is 2-1 to the Pasifika women over the Barbarians. It's Lulu Tuilatalava coming forward, but just unable to link up with her midfielder. It's Jess Jones. Did a bit of tough work in there to see off the challenge, but there will still be the Pasifika women with possession. There's Kayla Val at the back linking up. That's a lovely touch pass forward to Tori Val, who doesn't quite get it down to Tuilatalava, but they've got attacking position going forward for Pasifika.
You can see Pasifika starting to use the right side of the pitch now. It's a good mix-up.
Little free hit earned there by Tuilatalava. She's an exciting player, and you can see why she has earned herself a call-up back to the top Black Stick squad for this year. She's exciting, and things just happen around her. There's a ball through there, through the circle from Tuilatalava. Makes its way as far as Jeffries, but it's her foot, not her stick, unfortunately, that finds the ball. Heritage Barbarian women under a little bit of pressure in the back end. Through Anika Rudbean, Rocio Gonzalez, and that's Jessica Wick. Finds herself on the ball. They are unable to get the successful exit, so it will be Tuilatalava comes back onto the ball for Pasifika. And she is again just making things happen, keeping the ball on her stick. Not enough to earn the penalty corner, and it's good solid defensive play there by Jessica Weck. As Markia finds Magoon coming forward, she's got Gonzalez in front of her. And Donovan hassling as well. She decides just to go back out to Kaya Elliott, which is something we saw a lot in that first half. Composure on the ball by the Pasifika, but that one there just not quite queued up. But they'll be all right with turning the ball over up in their attacking end. They've put on a pretty good press so far in this game. And speaking of that press, that has fallen straight there to Tori Valve. She can link up with Magoon. Reverse stick shot there, just shut down by the defender. It was Zoe Taikamata there with the shot around the edge of the circle for Pasifika. Tori Val again on the ball. She's got Kai Elliott to the left, or her sister behind her if she wants that. And that's that ball entry that we've seen from Kayla Val on penalty corners and in general play there. Just unable to link up with Jeffries in front of goal. And like they have so well every quarter of this game, they've come out of the break hot here, Cedar, the Pasifika women.
Yes, definitely wanting to put that third goal in, give them that little bit of edge.
This is Tula Talava just foraging the edge of the circle. She's got Gonzalez on her. It's fantastic defensive work there by Rocio Gonzalez for the Heritage Barbarians. And just does enough to win the free hit there. This is Donovan coming forward for the Heritage Barbarians. She's got pace, but she's also got Kaya Elliott chasing her for Pasifika. She does a good job of stopping the attack. This is Gonzalez trying to link up with her midfielder. A little bit of confusion in the run lines there for Pasifika. Score is 2-1 to the Pasifika women. They are leading through a late second quarter goal. This is the Barbarians coming forward at pace. She'll probably want to earn a free hit and maybe even a card for that one. Which will be Lulu with the, she puts her hand up and takes that card. We spoke yesterday, Seedle, about Manisha Jerem being pretty used to that seat over there. I'd say Lulu's probably been there a few times as well.
Yep.
Good, good players that have played some hockey down here at Southern Districts. Pretty well accustomed to where those seats belong. And there's a Pasifika woman coming forward here through yesterday's Women's Player of the Day, Carissa Markia. She will want one of her players to get a little bit closer. She doesn't quite do enough to keep possession. Unfortunately, she will have wanted a teammate to get there. That's picked up in the midfield by Magoon. She wears off the challenge of Donovan and links up again with Markia. Now, one thing you can see with this Pasifika women's side, whether it's through experience or a mixture of that and the fantastic coaching from Paul Magoon and Josephina Tamatoa, is they are very clinical in what they do, this Pasifika team. When there's not an option to go forward, they will just roll the ball out the back. They use Carissa Markia and Kayla Val and Kaya Elliott here to change the point of attack. And when you mix that structure with the ability to go forward with the likes of Tuilo Talava, Magoon, Elia, they play an exciting brand of hockey, and they're on top here at the moment, 2-1 against yesterday's winners, Heritage Barbarians. But as the Barbarians coming forward up their left-hand side, now just unable to get anywhere past Carissa Markia, who finds Rhiannon Holditch in a little ping-pong battle. There she opts just to throw the ball down the other end of the field and get her team up the other end of the pitch. This is Jessica Weck on the ball for the Heritage Barbarians. She's had a lot of work to do today. She does well there to find Rudebean on the ball. And her pass is intercepted by Kaya Elliott. Cedal, I think we can see here there's a little bit of this fatigue setting in. I know we had a little bit of disruption in the game, but just starting to get a little bit back and forth.
Yeah, they're starting to use the long ball, which can be good difficult at times, especially when you don't have the players where you need them.
Yeah. That was Val just trying to work the ball towards the goal. Well kicked and cleared by Kalia Norton. And Rhiannon Holditch will give away the free hit there.
With the fatigue, the little mistakes start to creep in as well. The lazy tackles.
Yeah.
So they just need to be wary of that.
Yeah, it's a team that can make the most out of the mistakes out of the other team. That'll put themselves into the best spot for the rest of this game as Makia gets the ball under control there. She finds Magoon. Magoon's got numbers in front of her if she can link up, and it is Holditch here. She's got 2 in front of the cage. Does enough to win the free hit, but she would have loved to look for Elia across the goal. Magoon finds Holditch again. There is the reverse stick cross. And it does just roll past the stick of Jamie Lewis for Pasifika. Now, I would have loved to see that cross ball on the first possession, because there was both Lewis and Elia waiting there in front of the goal of Kalia Norton. It's another turnover here for Pasifika. A lot of red jerseys in the picture though, so it's they're defending well here, the Heritage Barbarians, if they can just keep Elia off the ball. Good ball pressure there by Jessica Weck. And she does enough to keep her feet out of the way. They're defending with numbers in that. They're having to at the moment because the Pasifika women's team are coming forward with real intent. You can see Tiana Curry on the ball there. Again, just happy to roll the ball out to Storm Dolan Robson at the back. She's got Tui Ravi with her on the right-hand side. And just unable to link up with Tori Val there.
It just goes to show the experience from those players at the back as well, to have the composure to hold and look for that open pass out wide.
Yeah, it's a real feature of their game, and I think in both the men's and women's Pasifika sides, their ability to hold possession at the back and recycle the ball, change the point of attack and keep high ball movement has been really impressive. And that comes down to really good coaching and a good set game plan and players sticking to the game plan. This is Kaya Elliott on the ball, just looking at a little 3D option forward, and she finds Aaliyah. A little miscue as she tried to link up with Holditch. That's Emma Irwin on the ball there. She hasn't featured as much as she did in yesterday's game, just with the Pasifika midfield being so strong today. But if the Heritage Barbarian women are going to continue forward with this game, it's going to have to be the likes of her in the midfield and Lucy Russ up the front, just offering them some option going forward. Coming into the last little period of this third quarter. Pasifika women have had the most of the quarter, but it is a turnover opportunity here, just unable to be pulled in by Emily Carlson. Kai Elliott will want to make sure that that pass is a little better next time she throws it. She won't want to be chasing intercepts like that. This is Tui Ravi coming down the right-hand side of the field for Pasifika. Does well there, coming out of Turunga Girls College. Tui Ravi.
You can definitely see on the pitch that the game has opened up quite a bit.
Yeah, with the ability, unfortunately there for Tui Ravi unable to pull it in, the ability of this Pasifika women's team to move the ball well, it affords them the opportunity to stretch some players a little bit higher and wider in their attempts to go forward. Which then creates the space for the Heritage Barbarians. When they turn the ball over, they're able to counter-attack at that space. So hopefully each team can use that to their advantage, and we can continue seeing some goal-scoring opportunities. Just out of frame, you can see there is a long ball option to Rhiannon Holditch, who's floating up quite high for the Pasifika women's side, if they can get it through to her. There's Hoheper at the back here for the Heritage Barbarians. She links up, that is Irwin on the ball. Good option in recycle. Her reposition is good. Just works on the inside of the defender there. Is Chelsea Heppy. Pasifika woman with the turnover. We've got ball coming forward here with Jamie Lewis. She can't quite link up. And the Heritage Barbarian women do very well here. But it's a back tackle from Lewis. That gives away the free hit there to Emma Irwin, will take the ball for the Barbarians. Well picked up there on the reverse stick by Kai Elliott, just intercepting pass. And this could potentially be one of those momentum swings that we talked about in the first half, Seedle, where the Barbarians earn themselves a couple of free hits. They've got possession at the right end of the field. They were deadly when they did it in the first quarter, but it's going to take a pretty big effort now that it's heating up to continue this for period of play.
Absolutely. You can tell they're being a little bit more clinical too with their play, holding the ball back and then looking for that pass up.
Yeah, that's Mark here finds Lewis coming forward. Oh, and the ball's there, falling there for Alia in the circle. She tries to find Huhepa's foot, gets the ball back.
Hits her own foot.
Yeah, that's great defensive work in there by Anika Rubin. As we come into the last 3.5 minutes of this first game, we'll remind you, if you are in the Auckland area, specifically out near Papatoetoe, we are here all Easter weekend at the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament. Come down and enjoy the sights, sounds and smells of an awesome hockey tournament as the Heritage Barbarian women come forward here. Just unable to link up with another player, and that is Kai Elliott, who does a fantastic job working out of the defensive zone. It's an awesome tournament over the weekend here down at Colmar Sports Centre. A massive thank you to our major sponsors, One Foundation, MTAL Digital Solutions, Barna Family Farm, Onyx Sports, Go Hockey, Blackwood Legal, Keep Alive and Mama's Hangi for their fantastic work, support and sponsorship over what is a great heritage hockey tournament for 2022. We're in day 2 here. This is the Pasifika women leading 2-1 over the Barbarians, and the Barbarian have an entry here. Unable to link up was Donovan in the circle there for the Barbarians. Seedle, it's 2-1 to the Pasifika women's team. We're heading into the third quarter break. What do you want to see from this Heritage Barbarian side to get them back in a position to level this game up?
You can definitely tell it's building. Pretty confident that they will get another goal in at some point for the
straight look. Storm Dolan Robson right before quarter time, just trying to pick up any opportunity going forward, but it is still 2-1 here. New Zealand Pasifika women periods of possession in front of the goal and trouble the goalkeepers in that quarter. But I think this fourth quarter is going to open up because both teams here are going to be desperate for second day points after winning their matches on the first day. Settle, the Pasifika women had the bulk of the possession there, but just unable to really get that last pass going forward into the circle. What do you think Paul Magoon might be saying to his troops out there now?
Yeah, definitely the last pass is kind of what's letting them down a little bit, but I think after this break that they will come back and they'll come back firing and try and get that early goal in to be able to settle down and play good clean hockey.
Yeah, as we see some of the highlights here, you can see that they're getting the entries. It's right there, and it's just this last little option that's not quite coming off for the Pasifika women at the moment. But they'll be wanting a little better execution on their final either shot or pass if they're going to want to put a third goal in. We see just ball going past, final attackers there. It's little things, but it's the things that count when they're trying to score goals and trying to put this game away. Out of reach for the Heritage Barbarians, but we've seen when the Heritage Barbarians can build a little bit of pressure, there is exciting things here. And this was late quarter play by Tiana Curry. Just watch the defensive work here of Chelsea Heppy, touching the ball past the stick of Jamie Lewis, who was diving on the back post.
Credit to the Barbarians defenders, they're doing a fantastic job today keeping the ball out. and playing smart hockey, getting the ball out as well, not just hitting and hoping out.
Yeah. And it will be the Pasifika women with first use of the ball here in the last quarter of hockey. Score 2-1 to the Pasifika team. We've got 17 minutes left for those of you joining us on SkysportNext YouTube, the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Facebook page and the FIH app. Welcome, we hope you're enjoying the game. It's been a cracker so far. And it is the Pasifika woman coming forward through Magoon, but she unable to pull it in on her reverse stick. Pasifika going straight into high press here. We've spoken in the previous quarters how well they come out of a quarter break. And they'll be wanting to use this first 5 minutes here to exert that same dominance as Storm Dolan Robson links up with Marika Magoon. Jess Jones and Rocio Gonzalez work really well together. She's got numbers ahead if they can link up. There's Gonzalez here with the ball. They find their circle entry. Kayla Val there does well on the baseline just to keep her feet out of the way. Happy to give up the long corner to not concede the penalty corner. There's a good little bit of skill there, 3D skill by the Heritage Barbarians. Straight onto the defensive stick of Tiana Curry, who does well to clean up for Pasifika. It's Barbarians with first real attacking possession of the quarter. They need to, they're down 2-1 currently. I want to get the ball out of that side of the field. I think Pasifika has Rhiannon Holditch trying to run a little bit of a surprise line in the press there. Just pulls out of it late.
Back again on the other side.
Emma Irwin links up just out of the reach of Jess Jones. And Val does well there to earn the free hit. But this is what we saw out of the Heritage Barbarians. When they can put pressure on the back group, they do turn the ball over well. And if they can find the little spaces to intercept. But speaking of, this is Rhiannon Holditch, who's been doing a lot of work off the ball in her pressing lines. Obviously her experience at the international level really coming out to show here. This is Jess Jones, just trying to find a teammate. Finds Marika Magoon. Who finds Zoe Takamato. That's fantastic work there by Tuhia Hohepa. Once the call isn't going to come, Holditch with the ball. She just holds it up. That's a great touch there, fortunately, by Hohepa, because she had Tuilu Talava and Curry sweating on the backside. They were in the free hit through Val. Tuilu Talava finds the edge of the circle. Emma Irwin does a solid job there in keeping her stick in the road. And here they are. This is Jess Jones if she can get the ball going forward at pace. Tui Ravi does well to clean up. Fantastic job there for the Pasifika woman. You're going to look at a reverse stick. And just past Rhiannon Dennison. Rhiannon Holditch, sorry, who has been so good here for Pasifika.
Mentioned earlier, if the Barbarians team capitalise on those quick turnarounds and get the Pasifika team on the back foot, then they'll have a bit of an advantage getting behind that back line. Otherwise, that back line is very solid. Trying to go through them won't be an option.
Yeah, that's it. And like I mentioned, I think it's a pretty obvious ploy to bring Storm Dolan Robson from the outside back into the middle just to shore up some of that speed at the back, so it's not as easy for the Heritage Barbarians to run at the defensive group. But this is, speaking of running, Tuilu Talava here. And not for the first time she leaves a defender's stick on the ground through her efforts. Very strong physical player, Lulu, and doing everything she can for her side there. Just unable to put that one on target. Irwin's just asking for a little overhead space here, but I don't think it's going to come through. This is a little real speed race here. Donovan and Elliott. Donovan wins the free hit. Elliott gets to the ball first. And we've got Gonzalez on the ball, just being asked to take it from outside the 25-yard line. She links up there with Irwin for the Heritage Barbarians. And the entry is there. Jada Parfo just guides the ball out to the right-hand side, and this is Dolan Robson linking up with, I think, Alia over there. on the ball. She's got Holditch in the circle if she can find her. There is the ball. It does find Holditch, but the deflection, not a clean one. That's a lovely piece of breakout hockey there by the Pasifika women's side, as we see fantastic coach Josefina Tamatora over there rolling the ball to her team, her player to take the free hit. That's Val on the ball. They're up 2-1, so she's happy not to force anything. She got Markia and her sister in front of her in the midfield, but happy to go out to Elliot. Elliot there has Murphy Phillips in front of her. It's a great reposition there by Kayla Val. Allows her to find Storm Dolan Robson on the other side of the field, and she's got Donovan hunting. There it is. There's the work by the Heritage Barbarians. If she can link up with Donovan, it won't come off. So you can see there just a little wing wrap press by Alicia Donovan out of the left striker position. Just turned things a little bit for the Heritage Barbarians, but there's Pasifika woman coming forward here. Free hit through Jeffries, and she links up with Holditch, who brings the ball under control. Has Magoon in front of her.
Just out of reach.
That's great enterprise there by the Pasifika women's side. Heritage Barbarians happy to just grab a quick breath on this free hit. Jeswick looks long and unable to get any connection with her teammate, but it is ball out of their defensive area for now. This is Kaya Elliott, who's been really good for the Pasifika women. Just rolling the ball back to Kayla Val. She's got Storm Nolan Robson. There's that pressure again from the Heritage Barbarians, led there by Alicia Donovan and Emily Carlson up the front there. I think that's a combination that's working well. You've got young, fit legs in this final quarter, and they're really putting pressure on the defensive unit of Pasifika. Will be a relieving free hit here for Pasifika through Storm Dolan Robson.
It's definitely they're putting that pressure on now.
Yep.
Tell they're hunting for it.
Yeah, Heritage is trying to turn the pressure up on this defensive unit, which worked for them so well in that second quarter when they scored their goal. This is Gonzalez with a good bit of skill. She's got an entry here.
Well defended.
Unfortunately not quite enough to win the free hit. I've still got the long corner here, the Heritage Barbarians. This is Gonzalez. Trying to link up there. But it does roll over the back line, and it will be a reliever for the Pasifika women. This is Kayla Val on the ball. You can see Donovan there directing her troops in their front press. It's a lovely little touch pass out of right half there by Storm Dolan Robson. Releases strong challenge there by Chelsea Heppy on Jeffries. But Tiana Curry has the ball here looking forward. She's got Takumato there. She's got a reverse stick shot, and she misses that one wide. Great defensive pressure there by Jessica Weck for the Heritage Barbarians. We're about halfway through this fourth quarter here of action between the Heritage Barbarians and Pasifika women. Pasifika are up 2-1 thanks to a penalty corner deflection and a late minute second quarter goal. Heritage Barbarians putting theirs in the second quarter to a well finished goal by Emma Irwin. And big call here by Coach Hidendra Patel for the Barbarians. They've taken the goalkeeper off, so that will be the, unless the goal is scored, the last bit we will see from Kalia Norton. Opting to go with 11 field players to try and break this Pasifika defence. So for those of you watching along at home, they have taken Kalia Norton off the field. Gives them an extra player advantage going forward, but can turn deadly if the Pasifika woman can break out here. It is obviously an open goal at one end, and this is the Pasifika woman coming through with Kayla Val. She's got Taikamato. Remember, it is open goal here if she can get her shot away. Good tackle there by Taikamato. She's worked it back and past the free hit of Gonzalez. That is Holditch with some skill. She doesn't quite do enough. Yes, she will win the free hit just on the edge of the circle here for Pasifika. Everyone has to be 5 yards from the hit. Gonzalez there just getting the directions from the umpire. It is Taikamato here. Fantastic defensive work there by Tuhia Hohepa, just getting a stick in the way to not allow a free shot. Remember, there is open goal behind them. Heritage Barbarians will want to play at the other end of the field. Seedle, the one thing I do like about Coach Hitendra's option to take the goalkeeper off is he's done it with enough time on the clock for them to try it a few times, you know, not just one last 2-minute possession, as we often see with coaches that make that call, perhaps leave it a little bit too late for their team to really take any advantage of it. But it does create a pretty frantic 5 minutes here for both sides.
It does, definitely. That's how they're getting quite tight in the circle. Barbarians almost getting 11-man defence in there.
Yeah, Pasifika women will have spoken about this situation after yesterday's game, being up 2-0 probably at about this time, and succumbing to a 2-all defeat. That's fantastic line work there by Heritage Barbarians. Gonzalez will come forward with the ball. They need it at the other end of the field, the Barbarians, if they're going to have a shot.
This is where they need to play stick to stick. They can't afford to send those long balls.
And
it will get intercepted.
Jess Jones just giving away the free hit. Barbarians have to get up high here. Marquier's experience and skill just wins the free hit. A little bit of a wayward pass, but it does get through to Tuila Tulava. She's not the one you want shooting at an open goal.
Definitely not.
For the Barbarians. Asking for maybe a high one. She did jump, but not coming from Nikki Hayes there. Good solid call. Yeah, Heritage Barbarians are going to have to get a little more creative than that if they're to break through this Pasifika group who have their noses up. They're going downhill. It is Dolan Robson on the ball. She's been harassed there by Murphy Phillips. And does well. Phillips does well to turn Dolan Robson on to her defensive teammate in Rocio Gonzalez. This is Gonzalez coming out. Little 3D skill, twice over two players there. But just the physical presence and speed of Tuila Tulava shuts down that attack pretty quickly. It's Gonzalez will find Phillips. Just unable to pull it down, but they're in the right area of the field now, and it was the press that worked so well for them in the second quarter. Out of shot, about 90 metres away from where that free hit is being taken. Rhiannon Holditch is unmarked in the opposite circle for the Pasifika women if they can go the length of the field. She's just giving them an option. But it's all the Heritage Barbarians here if they can get it going. Remember, they are a player up after Coach Patel opted to take their goalkeeper off. They are a player advantage in the field. And there's a back stick call there by the umpire that will relieve a little bit of pressure. And you can see the experience of Chris Amakia not wanting to replay any of yesterday's last minute mistakes.
Yeah.
Just bring the ball back up to where it needs to be for the free hit. Storm Dolan Robson will wait for her to get in position. It's 2 minutes here for Markia. And it is Dolan Robson coming forward with the ball. It's Gonzalez wearing a couple of stick checks there. Uncalled, but Aaliyah will do enough to keep possession with her side and walk off the ball for Dolan Robson. Coming in under 2 minutes here. We had 3 games yesterday that all had action in this last minute. 2 games won, or 1 game, 2 games tied on a penalty corner at the death. Here we go. Heritage Barbarians going to have to get up here. Unfortunately for them, the 16-yard hit is going to be near the middle of the field, so a little bit harder to put the press on. But they're up at the right end of the field. Ball goes out to Kaya Elliott. She turns infield a little before doing extremely well, getting past Hohepa and linking up there with Taikamata, who finds Magoon. And Magoon there, who's done fantastically well to get ahead of Rocio Gonzalez. Unfortunately, it's the physical contact in the back there that has taken Magoon off her feet, which is enough to award the penalty corner. And absolutely, when there's an open goal there, left umpire Nikki Hayes no other option. As we see the replay here, it's a lovely little midfield pass there to Taikamata, who finds Magoon coming forward, and it's this push in the back with 3 Pasifika women and probably 1 Heritage Barbarian. She's made the right call there, umpire Hayes, and Barbarian are going to have a tough job here, especially when you've got the likes of Val up at the top of the circle and Tuila Talava.
That deadly straight shot.
Originally thought that the defender had done fantastically well. Anybody who gets their stick in the way of a Val straight shot is incredibly impressive, but it has just been judged to roll onto her foot after that, as we see the replay here. It does go out to the second bracket, which is where they wanted it. They got a clean strike away. And there, in fact, it's just rolled onto the back of her stick, not her foot, but it
Very
was
unlucky.
probably, it was going towards the goal, unfortunately. And obviously for player safety, we make sure that the goalie comes back on to take defend the penalty stroke. We don't need a player standing in there unkitted.
Definitely not.
For a penalty stroke. So Kalia Norton, who has been really good today for the Heritage Barbarians, she's going to be called on in what likely will be the last play of the game. So consolation in theory. And this is Rhiannon Holditch here for Pasifika. And she executes that to perfection. Low and hard into the corner. Not much Kalia Norton can do there, unfortunately. But that is 3-1 to the Pasifika women's side. We won't have long here to see out the final stages of this game.
Definitely getting those numbers going forward.
Yeah, Heritage Barbarians still wanting to push forward here. They'll want to grab something late out of this game, but it is again Tuila Talava who's been incredible in today's game. Linking up with Taikamata, who's got some wheels there and has Aaliyah in front of her. They're going to want another one if she can find Holditch. She does find Holditch, but it's too little too late.
Unlucky.
Oh, the pass just slightly behind her, and it's unfortunate because that was pretty hockey on the build-up between Tuila Talava, Taikamata, Aaliyah, and was trying to find Holditch for 2 goals in 2 minutes.
Yep.
But that will bring the final hooter to our first game here between the New Zealand Pasifika women and the Heritage Barbarians. Final score 3-1 to the Pasifika women's team. And in the end, I think Seattle probably deserved by the way that the game went.
Absolutely. Pasifika team did an amazing job, just clinical throughout. The way their composure on the ball and holding it and then choosing when to go forward was pretty awesome to see. Barbarians, though, they did have a good game. Their defensive backline, I thought, did quite phenomenal today, holding it out. it would have been a lot more if it wasn't for them.
Yeah, absolutely. They've had a mammoth job there, and there'll be pleasing signs there for both coaches as we see the final. That's some of the defensive work. We see some of the final highlights. They had to do a lot of work in defence, the Heritage Barbarians, and they were answered to most of it. As we see players like Jess Weck here and Tuhia Hohepa, who gets in on this shot, who just worked, had a phenomenal work rate right through the game. Not without their opportunities, Heritage Barbarians. I liked the play of Donovan, Irwin, Gonzalez, and Phillips going forward. They had some good little options. It just wasn't. They didn't have enough of the position or enough of those opportunities to overrun what the Pasifika women did. And you can see the desperation by Rhiannon Holditch there, who played really well for the Pasifika women. And this is Zoe Taikamata, who she really came on in the second half of that game. She's got a ton of pace, and when she gets the ball going forward, loves a little reverse stick shot there, like we just saw on the replay. But of course it was Lulu Toilotalava making things happen for the Pasifika woman, creating opportunities. She's a world-class player for obvious reasons, and this is the build-up to a lovely little pass here from Taikamata to Magoon. That did concede the penalty corner, unfortunately, for the Barbarians when they had an open goal. And this penalty corner, initially well saved. It's a tough ask on a Kayla Val straight hit. And the penalty stroke, of course, put away past Kalia Norton by Rhiannon Holditch here for the third and final goal for the Pasifika women's side.
Kalia Norton also had a good game today.
Kalia Norton was fantastic. She's just a young goalkeeper, getting experience against some international quality players in Lulu today, and Rhiannon. She was answered to most, and scores could have been a lot different if it weren't for the work of her and their defensive unit in today's match. Now, they'll obviously have games again tomorrow, and we've got the Pasifika women now with a shootout win and an outright win, so they'll be eyeing up Monday's game. Cyril, how did you enjoy that game?
That was really good. I quite enjoyed the level of hockey that was played. Again, both teams are quite clinical. I liked the pressure that the Barbarians put on the Pasifika team, especially in defence, and it did. You could tell it did shake them up a bit.
Yep.
But Pasifika is just solid through and through.
Yeah, they played. They've improved again, the Pasifika women, and Coach Paul Magoon will be pleased with the improvements that they have made. Overnight, they will have been disappointed by almost letting one slip yesterday against the Māori team, but I am joined in the commentary here by Tori Val, the captain of the Pasifika women's side. Tori, awesome game. You'll be glad to not have let 2-1 slip like yesterday.
Yeah, definitely.
How was that out there?
It was hot, so I'm glad we got the morning game, but yeah, really good to finish that last 3 minutes when they were really putting the pressure on, and we talked about it after yesterday and managed to keep our cool, so that was a positive out of that.
Yeah, you guys, we noticed the starts of each period, so coming out of breaks, you guys were really, really strong. So I don't know if Paul's got a carver bowl around the back of the dugout or what's happening over there, but you guys are coming out really hot in each quarter, which is a pleasing thing, especially for you guys that play in the midfield or the defence, to let your strikers go and do some work early. How do you keep that up for a full quarter at a time and then for a full game?
That's a good question, actually. Well, we've got quite a big bench coming in, and when they do come on, the fresh legs really does help. So I guess trying to keep all our players that are being playing big minutes to get a bit of a rest. People like Kaz, Storm, who've just been out there for the majority of the time, they do get a bit tired. So yeah, our young ones are really good coming through and just slotting in seamlessly.
We noticed in the second quarter the Heritage Barbarian side really starting to put pressure on that back group, and you talk about some of those players that play big minutes in Markia and Dolan Robson and them. I could see that Kaya Elliott moved to a period at the back there, and I know she's one of the younger ones that probably does have the legs and can get around a little more when the pressure of the Heritage Barbarian women's came on, so that's an obvious ploy to give them a bit of a rest.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, now you've got some young girls out there, which is exciting. It's awesome to see some of you more experienced players offer wisdom and being on the field with those young players, and you've got the likes of Tiana Curry, and I talked about Kaya Elliott and Zoe Taikamaru, who I thought was fantastic today. How was seeing these younger players come through the Pasifika pathway?
Oh, it's awesome, honestly. Like, we were talking about this the other day, Kaz and I, because when we came through rep age groups, it was literally just us two. So seeing all of these young, talented Pacific Island players is just, it's awesome. And it's cool, they're slotting in like seamlessly and really learning, so it's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's tournaments like this which give that opportunity for those younger players. So you guys will have a big game tomorrow. You're now an outright win and a shootout win, so looking at the pointy end of the competition come Monday.
Yeah.
We wish you all the very best for tomorrow's game. Go and rest up, get some food in. Well done.
Thank you. Cheers.
That's right. That was Captain Tori Val from the Pasifika women's side after their 3-1 win over the Heritage Barbarians in today's first game of day 2 of the Heritage Hockey Tournament. I'm joined again in commentary by Rocio Gonzalez from the Heritage Barbarians side. Another tough one, another fast one. It's a physical game out there against the Pasifika women. How did that one go?
Primero quiero mandarle un beso muy grande a mi familia que me está mirando desde Argentina. Mi mamá, mi tía, mi papá, a mis amigos que están en Hawke's Bay mirándome, mi novio. Así que nada, un beso muy grande para ellos. Sorry.
No, that's fantastic. I caught all of that and none of that, so well done. The people in Argentina, or those who understand, I'm sure loved that. Fantastic to represent your culture here at the Heritage Hockey Tournament. That was a physical one. You got into a little bit of a match up there with Lulu Tuilatalava, who's a strong physical player, and you know, I thought in the second quarter you guys started to really apply some good pressure. Some of your younger players up the front in Alicia Donovan and who was up there, Lucy Russ, and some of those players going forward, Murphy Phillips, started to give you guys an upper hand, and you scored your goal off that play. How was trying to keep those young girls to continue that effort all the way through the game?
No, like we knew from the start that it was really tough game. They have great players, really good individuals. So we knew that we needed to work really hard, and nothing. I think our job, or my job, will be encourage the young ones to have a crack and go.
Yep.
And if they have the chance, play the one-on-one. Don't be afraid and let's play.
Yeah, and you could see some of those younger players growing in confidence the more the game went on. It's exciting for them to come up against some of these world-class players. You know, we talk about Lulu and Rhiannon Holditch, who's played games for New Zealand as well, and it's awesome and exciting for them to have that opportunity. Now, what have you got to do for tomorrow's game? It's a big one now with 1 win and 1 loss.
Yeah, no, tomorrow we need to win or win to get back to the fight, and on Monday we want to play the final, so we will give our 110% tomorrow.
Fantastic. Well, it was an awesome game out there today. Unfortunately, just came up a little bit short, but tomorrow will be a new day, and we wish you all the very best for tomorrow's game.
Thank you.
And rest, recover, get some food in, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Awesome, and that is final scenes in action from our first game of day 2 of the New Zealand Heritage Hockey Tournament between the New Zealand Heritage Barbarians and New Zealand Pasifika Women. The Pasifika Women coming away with the win 3-1 through a final quarter penalty stroke by Rhiannon Holditch. Next game coming up will be the New Zealand Māori women playing the New Zealand Indian women. We will be back here at 12 o'clock for that game.